As we age, we all experience physical and mental changes. Do driving skills of elderly drivers decline with age? Do the driving skills of elders vary from one elderly person to another? What if an elderly loved one is no longer safe behind the wheel? How does one bring up the topic of safe driving? What options exist if an elderly driver refuses to stop driving? Hello, my name is Attorney Ramsey Bahrawy, and welcome to Your Money, Your Life. In this segment, my guest is Matt Gurwell of KeepingUsSafe.org. After retiring from a very successful 24-year career with the Ohio State Highway Patrol, Matt decided to fulfill his passion for improving highway and driver safety by launching KeepingUsSafe.org, a national organization with a mission to help keep older drivers safe. By consulting with professionals from several different disciplines, Matt has developed extensive knowledge in the areas of best practices, current vehicle safety technologies, and adaptive equipment. At KeepingUsSafe.org, Matt developed the Enhanced Self-Assessment Program for senior drivers. Matt, welcome to Your Money, Your Life. It's great to have you on the program.
Thank you very much, Ramsey. It's an honor to be here.
With regard to dementia, what sort of issues do people who are suffering from early stage dementia show when they're driving a vehicle?
Well, it's an interesting thing, and doctors have shown that early stage dementia drivers do not necessarily need to give up driving.
Okay.
They certainly need to be on higher alert, and I think they might need to be monitored a little bit more closely, but just because somebody is diagnosed with a dementia does not mean that they need to give up driving it completely. Now, certainly as the dementia increases, so does the likelihood of their need to turn in their keys, so to speak. But the problem you run into with dementia and Alzheimer's and those things is that you might be working with a person that has made outstanding decisions for 90 years of their life. And now all of a sudden they've kind of lost the ability to do that. And where they would typically know that I ran that stop sign, now they might be to the point where they didn't even see, or they might have physically saw, but they didn't perceive the stop sign. So they lose a lot of their reasoning abilities, and that's where you run into real problems. I met with a gentleman once that actually, it's kind of an interesting story, but we were an hour into this learning conversation together, and I was commenting on his home because it looked nice and new, and I asked him, how long have you lived here? And he said, well, we've lived here for 50 years. And I thought, my goodness, it doesn't look like that. And he said, well, this is actually our second home. He said, we've lived on the property for 50 years. I said, really? What happened with the first home? Well, it burnt down. I asked, how did that happen? Well, I pulled into the garage. It goes back to driving. I pulled into the garage, which was attached to the house at the time, and I had a wood-burning stove in my little shop there, and I got the brake pedal and the gas pedal confused. I accelerated into my wood-burning stove that was burning wood and caught the garage on fire, which almost immediately then led to the house and burnt the garage and the house down. So here was a gentleman with dementia that had actually burnt his home down, and he still was convinced he was the best driver in the world.
Wow,
and he
what a story.
sincerely thought that. It wasn't just an attitude thing or an ego thing. In his mind, he did not recognize that there might be a problem with these driving. And those folks can become very dangerous.
Absolutely. Matt, tell our viewers if they would like to contact you, how they can do that.
You can call our toll-free telephone number at 877-907-8841, 877-907-8841, or visit the website at keepingussafe.org.
Matt, that's a great place for us to stop. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramsey.
In today's world, we have drivers ranging from teenagers to the elderly. As such, the importance of safe driving cannot be overemphasized, as safe driving requires complex coordination of many different skills. Accordingly, the physical and mental changes that accompany aging can diminish those abilities. Moreover, these changes may be so gradual we barely notice them. For example, our driving skills can be influenced by slower reaction time, impaired vision as well as hearing, and loss of strength. Also, drowsiness due to medication or a lower tolerance for alcohol can have a big effect on our driving skills. As a caregiver or family member, watch for telltale signs of decline in the elderly person's driving abilities. Warning signs may include driving at inappropriate speeds, reacting slowly, ignoring traffic signs, drifting across lane markings, and/or having one or more accidents. A professional such as Matt Gurwell can help evaluate an elderly person's driving skills while suggesting adjustments to driving habits. Remember that driving is not necessarily an all-or-nothing proposition. Programs such as the Enhanced Self-Assessment Program on the KeepingUsSafe.org website exist to help elderly drivers adjust their driving to changes in their physical condition. Some examples of adjustments include avoiding driving at night, driving only to familiar locations, and avoiding highway and rush hour traffic. Talking to an older adult about his or her driving requires family unity and common understanding. To arrive at a rational conclusion, consult with an expert like Matt Gurwell. A good place to start is the KeepingUsSafe.org website. Check out the Older Driver Workbook. Don't forget to read about the Enhanced Self-Assessment Program for senior drivers. For in the words of Ben Franklin, an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. In closing, I would like to thank my guest, Matt Gurwell of KeepingUsSafe.org, for his participation in this program. And as always, thank you to you, our viewers, for watching Your Money, Your Life. My name is Attorney Ramsey Bahrawy, building your trust.